I'm Jonas Vingegaard, and welcome to the Cycling Day.
As the cycling classic season kicks off with the first big race of the year, all eyes will be on Omloop Het Nieuwsblad 2025. This iconic Belgian one-day race is renowned for its challenging mix of cobbles, steep climbs, and unpredictable weather, making it a perfect early season test for riders looking to make their mark and build towards bigger goals in the year. With the 2025 edition just around the corner, the start list is stacked with talent once more, and there's no shortage of riders ready to battle for the win. And in today's video, we're going to look at 5 riders who could be towards the pointy end of the race. And if you're new here, why not subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and check out our preview show as well of the Omloop Het Nieuwsblad. But with that out of the way, let's get into the list. First on the list is our obligatory Danish pick, as I'm Danish, and here we could go for Michael Valgren, who is actually a former winner of this race back in 2018, but we are gonna go for his trade teammate of Kasper Asgreen, who has just made the switch from Soudal Quickstep for EF Education Easy Prost and has undergone a bit of a different or a revamp of his training and racing program, and this might help him, as it seemed that he was very over-raced within Soudal Quickstep, and that saw his results diminish. And maybe the refocus and switch of a team can help him regain some composure. And let's just remind ourselves, Kasper Asgreen is of course a phenomenal rider when it comes to the cobblestones, as he is a former winner of E3 and the Tour of Flanders, where he managed to best Mathieu van der Poel in a sprint. So if we can see that form come back, potentially the Dane could have an absolutely incredible cobble season in 2025, and Omloop Het Nieuwsblad could be the first stepping stone of that, and he would be hoping to beat his personal best at this race of 35th. Coming in at number 4, and this is perhaps the most talked about pro continental rider we've had since Mathieu van der Poel was on the pro continental level, and that is of course Tom Pidcock, who will be heading up his new team of Q36.5 in only their second edition of the race. So far, Pidcock has had a great start to the season, winning his first ever pro stage race at the Ayula Tour, and in the Vuelta a Andalucía, his most recent race, he was in the mix in the first few stages and even took a stage win, and finishing off the race with a podium finish in the GC. Nevertheless, he will now switch his focus from the sunny stage races for the narrow, hard cobbled roads of Belgium, but only for Omloop Het Nieuwsblad, which is strange. Pidcock does have some success with Omloop Het Nieuwsblad. He finished 5th in 2023 and 8th last year for Ineos Grenadiers. So this race definitely fits him, and potentially he can do one better in 2025. And if you haven't already, why not head over to the Cycling Dane channel and see just how this transfer changed him as a rider. But next on the list is last year's champion, and that is Jan Tratnik, who will be representing Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe after the switch from his Melissa bike. And Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe will of course use this as the first test for their highly anticipated newly acquired squad that features the likes of Hoya Lezcano and the 2 Van Dijk twins, who also joined Tratnik from this Melissa bike. Jan Tratnik this year hasn't had the greatest race results, but he could be building towards the cobble season. And last year, we do know that he did absolutely phenomenal to win in a sprint with Nils Pollitt. But will he be able to get himself in the same scenario as last year, as there he benefited from having Wout van Aert in the sprint behind him to be used as kind of an anchor? So he will be hoping that Red Bull can put him in exactly the same position and not get the race into a sprint scenario. However, the team do have Jordi Meeus as well in the team, so they've got plenty of cards to play with. And I think Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe certainly will be a team that we will see in the mix. Before we get into the top 2, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. That will really help us out. But one of the youngest riders on the list is Paul Magnier, the Soudal Quickstep rider, who's already tasted success this year and could be the best card for the Belgian squad, who haven't had the greatest of success in the Cobble Classics since changing their focus to the Remco Evenepoel project. We also have Little Trek, who will be looking to put their energy behind Jasper Stuyven, a former winner of the race and was 6th place last year, and certainly could do something if he's put in the right situation. We also have Oliver Naassen, a fellow Belgian, who finished 4th last year and certainly has been flying under the radar a bit, but has had some good results in Vuelta a Andalucía. Arnaud Delis has won this year, but has had a bit of a slow start. Last year he was 10th, and he would be hoping to improve on that. Jasper Philipsen as well would hope to do something here. He is the man leading up the Alpecin de Koenig team, but hasn't had the greatest of results in this race. And lastly, Binyam Girmay will be hoping to improve on his 55th best place, as Intermarché 1TR hoping to get a success in a one-day classic this year. But now we come to second on the list, and that is none other than Wout van Aert, who is a previous winner of the race in 2022. And in 2024, as we mentioned, he was in the moves and managed to finish on the podium with teammate at the time, Jan Tratnik. Wout van Aert on form is a fantastic cobble rider, as we know. But the question is, what kind of form is he on right now, as he will be looking to peak for Tour of Flanders and Paris-Roubaix later in the season. He was not as strong as expected in Classica Cayenne, where he quickly switched from being the protector rider to working for the team. And at the Vuelta al Garve, he didn't have the most success, but still managed to finish second on the final stage time trial to his teammate Jonas Vingegaard. The Visma Lease bike team around him is very strong, and there could be a very good plan B as well, with Matteo Jorgensen marking the moves if Wout van Aert is struggling. And Wout van Aert certainly could potentially be up there in a sprint, but they would look to make the race very hard and get rid of the pure sprinters if that was the game plan. But one team that they will be looking to beat is the most winning team of 2024, and that is of course UAE Team Emirates XRG. And here we have chosen to put the whole team in here, as we don't know who the leader is. Last year, Niels Pollitt was up there with Jan Tratnik and managed to finish second, but this team have plenty of cards to play. The in-form Antonio Morgado, after winning the Figueroa Classic, could be up there in only his second edition of the race and is very confident, you would think. Or they could even go for Tim Wellens, who looked very strong at the Vuelta a Andalucía, being up there in GC and on the first stage. Plus, the new rider of Jonathan Narvaez could be very strong as well, as he's already had plenty of success for the team, winning the Tour Down Under overall. UAE Team Emirates will definitely be seen at the front of the race and will be a crucial part of the race. Will they be marking the moves? Will they be dictating the pace? And is Morgado that rider who will be there in that final punch? That is the big question. But a very, very strong classics team, and they haven't even got Tad Pogačar here, so just think what it will look like at the Tour of Flanders. But anyways, with